Okay, we're recording. Thank you for saving me. Okay, so just to recap really quick, because I wasn't recording, we're going to talk about building your customer base and keeping it up, and we're also going to talk about how jumping out of your comfort zone and taking those steps, even if it's little by little, is going to help you grow. So to start off, this is going to be kind of super simple. Sorry, I can't stand this light. So to start off, I would log into your back office and I would just look at your list. Those of you who have been doing this a while and who get free customers and free leads from Hitting Success Club every month, you're going to have a ton of customers in there. And it's always a great idea, even those people that you don't know, it's always a really great idea to reach out to them via email and just say, hi, I'm Jessica, I'm your free Beachbody coach. Is there anything I can do for you? Because sometimes you can even see what program they've purchased if they've listed one. So one of the things I would say would be key would be to reach out. You can send a bulk email even to all your customers, but especially reach out to those free leads that you're getting every month, because you never know. I actually have a discount coach who is awesome and who posts a lot, and you guys might know her, Lynn, in our group, and she lives out in California, and I never would have met her otherwise. So that would be tip number one, would be to really use that back office as a tool and to make your list from there. So I literally make a list of my current customers. So when you look through your list, you might have people who've bought a challenge pack from you 6 months ago and they've kind of fallen off the face of the earth, even though you're reaching out to them and you're checking in with them. Maybe they're not really getting back to you, and that's okay. The list that I make every week to 2 weeks is my current customers. I look at I look at the challenge group, and I look at all the people I've added in the challenge group, and then I look at my list in my back office, and I write down all my current customers who are actually doing a program, who are actually ordering Shakeology, who are actually maybe not super active, but they've expressed interest that yes, they want to be in this current group, and they want to try to jump into the group and do the program, one of the programs that they have. So I make that list and I check in with them every week to 2 weeks. Sometimes every week is too much depending on what we have going on. So like this week, we're all trying to get ready for our challenge groups. We're doing a sneak peek tomorrow night. We're getting ready for Easter and whatever else is going on in our lives. So this week might be a little bit busy, but guess what? I checked in with them last week. So I know that it's okay. Unless somebody messages me and needs something from me, I'll probably check in with them first thing next week. So I just really make it a priority to check in on them every week to 2 weeks. And you're going to have those people that are super active and they've got lots of questions, or they just reach out to you all the time, and that's great. Just keep track of it. So I literally write, like, here's my list, these pages, and it goes on. And sometimes it takes a while, and I'm not saying you have to write out a list, okay? You don't have to write it out. As long as you're keeping track of when you're reaching out to these people and what you're talking to them about, which if you're reaching out to them via text or via Messenger, you have a great way to just open up the inbox and just say, okay, what did I talk to them about last? So I always encourage you to really keep those relationships going. So you're their friend first and their coach second. So just be there for them for whatever's going on in their life. Sometimes you're reaching out to them and they're like, oh, I'm just really struggling. Like, my husband's been really busy at work and my kids have been sick and I'm just really struggling. And sometimes that message is just going to be that, that I'm really sorry things are so rough for you right now, I'll keep you in my prayers. Sometimes that's all that message is going to be. And you're just remembering the reason that you started to coach in the first place, and that's to help others. And sometimes that just might be an encouraging message to them. So I try to keep up with my people that way. I hear you. I hear you. Yes, I do. So those are the people I'm checking in with, every week to 2 weeks. Now, when you go through that list and you see the people who maybe have fallen off and they've said, oh, I'm just too busy right now, or you know how it happens. They purchase a challenge pack from you and they do really great for a while, and then maybe they struggle and they're like, oh no, I don't want to be added to this group, thanks, or you do add them and they just never post or whatever. I always make sure I check in with old customers. And I hate to use that word old, but you know what I mean, right? I check in with those customers at least every month or two. So I'm still keeping up with them. Like, hey, how's everything going? If you feel like you've bugged them to jump into a group or to be active, you don't even have to bring it up. If you haven't asked them in a while, you can just reach out and say, hey, I know you were busy last time, but I've got a group starting Monday. Would you want to jump in doing your turbo program or whatever program, that they had bought from you? So even though it takes a lot of time, and I shouldn't even say a lot of time, but even though it may take most of your power hour for that day, it's only every week to 2 weeks, and some of those other customers, it's only every 3 or 4 or 5 weeks you're checking in on them until they're ready to just be, because you're going to message people every week to 2 weeks and they're going to ignore your messages. People that have bought Shakeology from you, that buy Shakeology from you. I have customers like that all the time that are like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll message them 2 or 3 times, and the third time I'll be like, I am really not trying to bug you guys. I just say it like, I hope I'm not being a bug. I hope I'm not being a bother, but I just wanted to reach out and see how you're doing. And I noticed you bought Shakeology. Are you still enjoying it? Like, it's okay to say that. It's okay to say like the awkward thing. Like, I know this is the third time I've bugged you. And most of the time they're going to like message you back and be like, oh, you're not bugging me. I'm just so busy. Thanks for thinking of me. So those are the things that I do on a regular basis to keep up with my customers and to keep that foundation strong. And you're always going to have those people that just cancel their HD order because it's just not working for them financially or whatever it may be. I don't understand it, but people get backed up on shakes a lot. And I guess that's because I have 1 to 2 shakes a day. I kept it to 1 when I was pregnant just because of all the herbals. But now, if I'm really struggling with cravings, I'll have 2 shakes a day. But you will have those customers that are like, oh, I'm really backed up on shakes. And, it's always a great idea to give them ideas to use their shakes. Can they make 21-day fixed pancakes? Can they make brownie in a mug? And that can be like a second treat for them through the day. Can they see if their kids like it or their husband likes it or their spouse, whatever it may be. So just kind of offering those tips for whatever your customer needs. Sometimes you got to think outside the box a little bit. So those are the things I kind of wanted to mention to you guys. And just remember that, at one point or another, no matter if they're on your list as a free customer from a clean eating group, or if they've bought a program from you or a challenge pack from you, these people have gone out on a limb and trusted you, right? They've taken a leap of faith with you and with us if they've signed up for us to be their free coach. So it's just that's always what drives me to reach out to these people and to keep up with them well, because I'm like, man, I remember that first time I purchased a challenge pack from Tabitha, and I was on vacation and I was like, no, I got to do this, I want to be pregnant again and I've got to lose some weight and I want to do this. And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, $180 is a lot of money, because I did the whole challenge pack with the 3-day refresh and everything. And I remember just thinking, oh, I got to follow through on this because I'm investing a chunk of money in this. So just think about how that felt, and just remember that at some point, even if they haven't bought something from you, they've gone through the trouble of going to your website and signing up for you to be their coach. So they've taken a leap of faith with you. So it's really important to reinvest. Oh my goodness, that sounded serious. Yeah. He's figured out the fake cough. Can you tell? So it's just really important because they've taken that leap of faith with you. So it's just really important to reinvest your time with them continuously, just to make sure you're taking care of them, because that's what this is all about. Yes, we want to grow our business, and yes, we want to help new people all the time, and we want to help as many people as we can. But it is always important to remember those people who have jumped on board with us up to the point that we're at. So just remember, a friend first, a coach second. You know, whatever you need to talk to them about, or whatever you feel like is on your heart to talk to them about, if you've been looking at their Facebook posts or whatever you guys had talked about in your messages. So just remember, it doesn't have to be Beachbody related. A lot of times, if you just reach out and say, hey, how are you? They're going to bring up clean eating or their workouts just because you are their Beachbody coach. But I'm just saying, it's okay if that doesn't come up, and it's okay if you guys just talk about the struggles that they've been having or the busy life that they've been having. That's okay too. So let me just double check here. Oh, another thing I want to mention, and this is probably like Tabitha would probably just like cringe a little bit, because, and Missy can help me with this. So there are people that I have added to our clean eating groups that I like never go back and check and make sure they actually signed up for me to be their free coach. Tabitha always suggests make sure they sign up first and then add them. I struggle with this because it's a free group, and if they're freaking out about it, like, oh my God, just try the free group. Like, I swear my mortgage payment is not looped into my web page. You're not like signing up for me to be your free coach. I'm not trying to trick you into paying my mortgage every month or to buy something from me, or you know what I mean? I think people just freak out like, oh my God, I have to sign up for something, and really they're not, you know. So you just try to explain to them like, really, it's just a way. And honestly, I've started saying it's just really a way for me to keep track of you, because I love all my customers and I know a lot of them very personally. But when you have 30 to 40 customers, I mean, you don't want to forget someone when you're sending out messages. So I always explain it that way to them too. But I do have those few people that somehow have gotten into those groups because I didn't follow up. It's my fault because I didn't follow up. So that's why I do go back and look at the challenge group list, and I do go back and look at the clean eating group list and just jot down names that I know are mine to make sure they're on my like list. So I hope that helps. So moving on. So does anybody have any questions about building your customer base, or anything I've gone over so far? Probably stuff you guys are doing already, but it's good to hear it. And then this kind of fits in right here, so I'm just going to show you. So Tabitha got me this planner as a Success Club gift. So this planner has the month like this, and then if you flip a page, it has each of the days with specific times in them. So if you see, okay, sorry, I'm like making a mess of things. So if you see, there's like, it says, you know, 6 a.m., 6:30. Like, I don't even worry about the times unless you're like a really, like if that helps you, great, schedule your day. What I use those lines for is to record who I reached out to that day. And I'll just write, invited Cecilia to my challenge group. Followed up with Amanda about her challenge pack. Like, I just write a little ditty about what I talked to them about. And if it's somebody that I just formed for the first time and reached out to them and just started a conversation and started to build like a relationship, I'll just write message so-and-so. And I'll just write that in there for that day. So then I can literally go back and look at what I did during my power hour a month ago. And it's a good way for you to follow up then when you feel like you're at a point where you're like, okay, I invited and I reached out to a couple people. Let me look at some follow-ups, because the fortune is in the follow-up for sure. Like, I just sold a challenge pack because I continued to follow up with one of my friends from high school. So I use that I'm constantly making lists, and I was never a list person, so I'm not quite sure what happened to me, but it helps me stay more organized. So I'm constantly looking back at those days to see who I messaged and what I talked to them about. So I don't know if that helps you guys either, to just kind of see like the process of things. I do have like 3 different notebooks that I keep track of my Power Hour stuff in, but you can make it as simple and as complicated as you want it to. Sometimes the way I do things on paper works for me, but other people prefer the computer. So I'm just like not great with like documents and Excel and all of that. And some people are just super awesome with it. So it's just really whatever you prefer. But I don't want to talk about tracking a whole bunch. I just wanted to show you guys that just a little bit. So to talk to you a little bit about stepping outside your comfort zone. So how many newer coaches do we have on the call? A couple. Okay. So when I first started coaching, Tabitha just encouraged me like, hey, I really think, you know, I was having success with the 21-day fix. I had lost like 20 to 30 pounds already. And she's like, I really think you could help a lot of other people. So I said, okay, I jump into this. I jump into the, it's like our 7-day quick start now, but it wasn't, it was called something else then. And I'm taking notes and I'm doing the group and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like I'm not posting on Facebook 3 times a day. Like I post on Facebook 3 times a week, maybe. So at first I was super uncomfortable with the thought of posting a whole lot. So for me, I started posting a little bit more, and mostly I started reaching out via Messenger or text. That was where I started. So the more comfortable I got, and it honestly took Tabitha saying to me, you really should post about your journey. You really need to just tell your story, you know, because then I got to 40 pounds, I got to 50 pounds of weight loss, and I had some really great before and after pictures to show. So I then started sharing my story, and it doesn't have to be complicated, and it doesn't have to be, super in depth. It can be short and sweet to begin with. You can just say, wow, I just finally looked at these pictures side by side and I just had to share with you guys. This is December and this is, February, and these are the pictures. Like, you can make it short and sweet and simple. And you can sit down and just share whatever is on your heart. For me, it was just, now especially when it's not Time Hop, whatever that on this day thing is on Facebook, when those start to come up, I read my posts and I look at them and I've seen how I've grown. And it went from, maybe posting on Facebook 3 times a week to, okay, I'm posting something every day or every other day. And it's not about, oh, I have to post because I have to post. It's about sharing your story and just being on people's radars. So it really took Tabitha saying to me, no, I think you need to share, and here's some ideas to do that. And now we're like super blessed in this group because we have all these videos that Tabitha has been working on and Jamie has been working on, and they've asked, some of us to help, and we can go back and we can watch these videos on how to share your story. So if you haven't done that, and if you haven't watched the video on sharing and building your business on social media, I really encourage you to do that, because it can really help you learn how to do it in a real and genuine way and maybe not feel so overwhelming. So it really took, like, an invite was like the hardest thing for me to do. Do you newer and some of us even more seasoned coaches feel like that? Like, an invite is the scariest thing to do, right? Because you're like, I don't want them to think I'm just selling them something, and I don't want them to. And Tabitha always tells me, if you're worried about that, then you're probably not coming across that way. So that's a good thing if you're feeling that concern, because that means that you are trying to come from a genuine and a real place to help somebody. And you're not just trying to like get another notch, on your belt or whatever. So I would just really encourage you guys to start simply. When you're reaching out to people, find something to talk about with them. that you've seen on their Facebook page, or if you saw them in person and you guys had a conversation, just reach out to them and just talk about those things and get those conversations started. The more you do it, the more comfortable you will feel. So it won't always feel scary. Yes, sometimes it will, but it won't always feel so impossible maybe, because I remember always thinking like, I'm just never going to get there. I will just never get there. But I had to take it at my own pace, and I had to listen to my coach and do what she said, because I couldn't tell you how many times I would reach out to Tabitha with a question and she would say, yes, I think you need to share that. Or yes, I think you need to follow up with that person. No, you're not being overbearing, or you're not being too much. And every time I would just do it, if I was leading with my heart and coming from a real, like, genuine place, it would always, I felt like I felt like it always worked out the way it should, you know? So I hope that makes sense. So even though I maybe wasn't reaching out to as many people, like, you know, they say, reach out to 3 people, start a new conversation with them, invite 3 people. I kind of waited for it to feel like a natural thing, you know? And I'm not saying I went weeks without inviting someone, because that's, you know, not going to grow your business either. But I always tried to just let it come naturally, and to force myself to be looking, and to put the time in, and to put the work in of keeping track of who I'm inviting and what we talked about, and who I'm messaging and forming and what we talked about. And then that kind of becomes more ingrained in you. And then when it comes time to invite them, you're like, oh, well, we've been talking for months. Like, we've been talking back and forth for weeks, or whatever it is. Sometimes these conversations come up more quickly than you think they will, and it's okay to jump right in then if you feel comfortable doing so. So all I can tell you is that little by little, stepping outside of my comfort zone and sharing my story more, sharing my struggles more. The one thing I wasn't doing, and I know I've said this several times on a call, but the one thing I wasn't doing was sharing my struggles. I was talking about how successful I was being, and I was talking about, and I was sharing pictures, and I was, sharing stats, I lost this many inches and this many pounds. What I wasn't sharing were my struggles on those days that I could barely push play, or on the weeks that I didn't lose any weight, or on the weeks that I maybe didn't eat clean hardly at all. So I started sharing those things more too, because it's real. It's more real. But that's kind of uncomfortable. It's kind of uncomfortable to admit when we don't do the best that we could be doing, especially when our job is to be helping others do the same thing. But that's real, and nobody's perfect 100% of the time, even though, like, we really wish we were, you know. I know. So that's another thing I did that I would encourage you guys to do, is share your struggles. And especially after Silas was born, I'm still battling these cravings, and I'm not really losing any weight. Like, I'm maintaining, but I'm not losing. So it's super frustrating for me, but it's also because I'm really having trouble with my nutrition. So I've been actually doing really well for almost 3 weeks now, which is like the longest, which is really sad. But I would do good for a week, and then I would kind of fall off for a week, and then I'd do good for 2 weeks, and I'd kind of fall off for another couple of days. So I've really tried to kind of share that and just be candid about that. And I think that helps people see you, that you're just like them, because everybody struggles. I think maybe not everybody, but most everybody struggles with nutrition and with fitting in their workouts and all of those things. So it took, like, right away, I started to feel more comfortable posting and reaching out a little bit more. But just in the last few months, I've really pushed myself to start posting about the business in little tidbits, like just mentioning that I was checking in on my customers, or I was working on my challenge group, or whatever it is. and straight up reaching out to people saying, you know, I really feel like your values line up with mine, and this business has totally changed my life. Would you be interested? Like, I sent out that message, and it was so scary. So those are the things that are going to grow your business, but it took me a while to get there. So what I'm saying to you is, it's okay if you're not there yet, but just know if you slowly start pushing yourself outside your comfort zone with your posts, with your invites, with your messages, you're going to slowly get there. And it's okay if you get there fast too. Like, I really wish I could have, but I'm just not that kind of person. I had to do it at my own pace. So just taking the time to really invest in, okay, what value am I adding to someone's day with my post here? And then maybe, what do I want to say, but I've been too scared to say? Like, maybe ask yourself that every few posts, so you can kind of reevaluate what you could be saying that maybe would help someone else. So I hope I'm not rambling. Sorry, guys. I kind of had a few notes, and I'm like, I know I can talk about this for hours. So does anybody have any questions?
Hey, Jess.
Yes.
Okay. So, sorry, I've been bombarded with kids and my husband asking me questions too.
You're fine.
So I was, you were talking about like getting your customers, and like sometimes you'll go a couple days without posting. Like, I just feel there's times I'm so busy running my challenge group, and I'm building more sales out of my challenge group now. Like, I've got girls that are doing Energize that weren't doing it before, and I just feel like there's times I just can't keep up with trying to post to my challenge group and trying to, I'm keeping up with personal messages, and I try to post, but, we all know what it's like in the mornings trying to get out the door. And, like, I'll take my pictures or whatever, and I'll get them in my group, but then I forget to put them on my main page, or occasionally I think I'm posting in my private group and I actually post to my main page. Beware when you do that, just so you know.
Okay, so when you're doing your challenge groups, are you using Hootsuite to schedule your posts?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that will change your life, for real. When because here, and me and Tabitha and I, have been talking about this, because I feel the same way, Tammy. I'm like, okay, like, you have to, like, you feel like you not that you have to, but you want to acknowledge every post in your challenge group, right? Because, like, when we started, didn't that feel like super good for someone to, like, pat you on the back, so you want to give that person that personal connection, and it's important to do that. So a way that you can free up your time is to use Hootsuite to pre-schedule your posts. So is anybody familiar? Sorry, Liz. Is anybody familiar with Hootsuite? Cecilia or Amanda or Teresa? Okay, so you can have a free account. It's, if you just go to Hootsuite, HOOTSUITE.com. Make your account, and you can talk to you can either talk to Tabitha or Jamie or me, and we can walk you through how to do it. But basically, you add the group to your Hootsuite account. So you're going to add your challenge group. So like today, I added my Spring into Fitness challenge group to my Hootsuite, and our clean eating group. I added our clean eating group to my Hootsuite today, and I scheduled all of our workout posts for the entire week. So you just type out, hey, here's Monday's workout, whatever you want to say, type it out. You hit the calendar, you schedule, say, I want this to go out on Tuesday, April 11th at 7 a.m., and you schedule it. And it'll show up in the scheduled stream on your page, and you can see that it's there. So then you literally have to do nothing but keep up with the posts in your challenge group. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that completely changed like my life, because I was the same way you were, like, oh, I've got to get a post in this morning and I forgot to, or, you know, how many times was it noon and you're like, I haven't posted, you know, because your morning gets away from you or whatever. And I really don't even think I posted my workout today in our group, because I think I posted it in the clean eating group and then forgot to. So anyway, that's a way you can do that. So if you schedule all your posts out for even a week in advance would help you. I would encourage you to do the whole month, because your post in the morning is going to be like your meat and potatoes post. It's going to be like, okay, today is day 1, and you're going to give that encouragement, and you're going to give that like all your tidbits of, you know, this is what I do to be successful. And then that's going to be your main post for that day. And I always encourage people to post, like, schedule it for even before 7 a.m. because you have early risers. And that's like the first thing that I would look at would be my challenge group, to see who's had their workout in, who, you know, because it pushes you to do the same thing. So if you schedule that and make sure it goes out like early in the morning, then all you have to worry about is adding like the extras. If you want to put in a motivational quote, or if you want to take time in the evening. So I would suggest that you like take time at lunch or like sometime in the evening and just go through and like and comment on people's stuff. And then you're not worried about what you need to post, because you've already scheduled it out. You've already thought about it. It's a very, it's going to be a very helpful post that's going to add value to those people's day, and it's already done. And you didn't even have to think about it. So then you can take that time, like you said, and just post your workout for the day, and then go through and like and comment on people's posts. Does that sound helpful?
Yeah, it does. I think because my challenge group's a revolving one, like I just keep the same people in, and we just, you know, I don't change it up. You know, I just keep them in there, which they said works best for them. That's what they like. So, you know, they're my customers. That's what I do. You know, I sometimes get to a point, you know, I get disgusted with myself because I'm like, you know, things aren't going as well as I want them to. But then again, that goes back to me putting in the effort and, you know, time and things as well. But it's just, you know, you feel like, you know, it'll be, you know, like tomorrow, and I'm like, oh crap, I didn't do any posts today, or, you know, whatever. And these clean eating groups are driving me insane. I'm not a fan of them anymore.
Well, and you know, you can switch that up too. So if you're sick of a clean eating group, do like Tabitha was talking last week, and do like a squat group, or do like a water group. Like I've seen them where, you know, you do like a, you know, like a water challenge group. But even though you're keeping the same challenge group open and you just have your customers like in it, you know, you said like that, I would still encourage you to use different scripts. And when we start, like, or whenever you want to, it's your group, but I would encourage you to like use different scripts and still run through different scripts, because you're going to have new customers, and you're going to have those customers that want to start over, that those scripts are super helpful when you start with the day 1. So that, I think that you might see a change if you would maybe start posting those scheduled posts like that and just using the script, because we have several scripts to use. So, and I'm sorry guys, my glasses are super annoying tonight. I feel like when I look up at myself, all I see is like a big computer screen. So I don't know if that's and honestly, when you do it that way, it's, yeah, like this week's kind of crazy busy, because tomorrow, as soon as Jamie Wheeler gets done with all the posts, and her and Missy get them together and like merge them together. So by tomorrow night, we'll have our script for our challenge group that starts Monday. So then this week is kind of a little crazy busy, because I'm going to have to take an hour chunk of time to Hootsuite all of those. But then when it's done, it's done. And the rest of the month, I don't have to sweat it. So, and Tammy, I don't know if you have any, like, if you have any builders, but, or any challengers that would want to help you, or any discount coaches, like you could each even take a week. Like, okay, can you post for a week? And me and Missy and Tabitha do that quite a bit. And I know Tabitha said Cecilia's working on the May script, right? Cecilia, is that right? Did I get that right? June. Oh, that's right. Yes, because May was busy first. So June, yes. So we're going to have yet another script, in June. So I think that helps for people to see different things. And we always have our friend Lindsay Gray has coaches because she has a huge downline. So they have lots of scripts that we can use. So I just would encourage you guys to look through those and make them your own. You don't have to copy and paste. Make them your own. If you read something that triggers something in your brain and you're like, oh yeah, this is what I want to post about today, just do that. For me, it doesn't hang over my head when I do that. Like I'm going to forget or something, like my workout post today. So I think that's all I have, guys, unless you have any other questions. And like I said, if you want to try out Hootsuite, you can even use that for your main Facebook page. So like if you're bad about remembering to post recipes, or like me, I don't post a lot of recipes and I don't post a lot of like snack tips or whatever. You could even Hootsuite that into your main Facebook page. Oh, goodness. So, he wants to eat. Imagine that. Why? Every time I'm on a call, he wants to nurse the entire time. So those were my tips to just kind of keep your client base or your customer base, strong and supported, let them feel like they're supported by you. And then, just really trying little by little to step out of your comfort zone and post something that maybe you used to be scared to post, and just post, share what's on your heart, share what you feel like could help somebody else. Just always have that question in your mind, like, am I adding value to someone else's day by posting this? Is this post, could it help someone? Will it help someone? Just kind of think of it like that. And then slowly push yourself to be a little bit more bold on what you post about sharing your business. Like it used to be a big deal for me to like share about our coach sneak peek. Like that just made me nervous, and it still kind of does. I'm like, ooh, like I'm asking somebody to join my business. That's kind of forward. And it's like, well, no, because you just never know who is looking for that. Who is looking for an opportunity. And like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, being a coach really keeps me very motivated, and like I can't quit because other people are counting on me. So I hope that helps you guys. It's kept you on the call for about 40 minutes. So if you guys have any questions, jump right in, or if there's another topic you guys wanted to talk about, or if there's anything you want to clarify. Coach Sneak Peek is tomorrow night. I should probably throw up a post about that and see if anybody else wants to join. It's in our team page. So you just click going, and then you can invite whoever. And they just need to click going to be able to see it. And then our challenge group starts Monday, and then tomorrow night, hopefully. I know Missy is done with hers, and Jamie Wheeler's just finishing up week 2, and we will have our script. So just let me know, or Tabitha know, if you guys have any questions about that. So does anybody else have anything? Nope. Well, thanks for listening to me. Hopefully I didn't get off target too much. We will just wait for Tab. I'll post this call, so if you guys have coaches or anybody that wants to listen to it, I'll post it in our team page. And we'll meet back here Monday, and Tabitha or Jamie will be doing the call, right? Tammy, you said you weren't sure if Jamie was gonna.
Jamie was working tonight. She's showing houses because she just got back from Florida.
That's right.
Because I didn't see the post for this, because I'm not in your guys' team page. I'm only on Motivation Nation and Jamie Builders. So I'm actually under Jamie. So yeah, I didn't know. I did pick up a really good professional development book. It's actually in the other room right now, but it's by Rachel Cruz. It's Dave Ramsey's daughter, and it's the Live Your Life, Not Theirs. I just picked it up, so I can grab it here real quick. Anyways, that was something I was gonna start. I didn't know if anybody else wanted to kind of do like a coach book group or whatever, if anybody was interested in that. I know Robin Johnson. Yeah, Robin Johnson she's done Dave Ramsey and been very successful with it, and she bought the book as well. And so, I didn't know if it's something that anybody else would be interested in trying, but I kind of wanted, hold on, my husband's going to go in that book. Here's the book. I know it's backwards to you guys. No. I ordered it off of Books A Million. I don't know, it was like, I don't remember how much it was actually. I kind of went crazy with my professional development, so I had coupons. So I got some free books. But anyways, that was just something I thought I'd share with you guys if you are interested in doing that.
That's a good idea. I've just recently like made personal development a non-negotiable. So I've actually been doing good for 5 days now, which sounds terrible, guys. But it's really it was really hard for me because I wasn't making time for even my devotions in the morning. And I found a devotional that's like 5 minutes or less. So, and you can click on the link and it will even look up your Bible verses for you. So you can literally do it anywhere. So then I'm like, okay, I feel better. I'm getting my devotion in. I can pick up a book. So I'm reading the one. And I mean, I like it and I'm learning a lot, but I would probably identify more with that book that you're reading, Tammy, because I really do. We've done Dave Ramsey, and although sometimes we're really terrible at budgeting, we do live our lives with the debt-free rule, with borrowing money and whatever. So I really like that family, and I think they have a lot of great, awesome things to share with us. So I'll have to look at that book and pick it up.
Okay. Well, if you guys are interested, I got this one at Books A Million. I get free shipping, and they had a coupon. I think it was $5 off or something. So I want to say it cost me $15, maybe even less. I don't remember. I ordered quite a few. But like I said, I just picked it up. But I just thought, sometimes we compare ourselves to other coaches and how well they're doing. And, it's different for each of us. Our pace of our own lives is different. I have 3 kids that I run here, there, and everywhere, 3 different ball teams, 4 nights a week playing ball, scouts, 4-H, whole 9 yards. And so I'm trying to make this a priority of actually going through it. So if you guys are interested, I'll make a group. I don't have everybody, but if I add Jeff or somebody, she can add those of you that
definitely.
I don't have.
And maybe, are you thinking we could just post about whatever personal development we're doing, or?
Yeah, either one, or if you guys want to do, I know Jamie was doing a group, but it wasn't just coaches. But, kind of something maybe take away, because Robin and I were talking about, do we take a chapter a day? Do we take a chapter every couple days? Because everybody's pace is different.
Yeah, I think that could be whatever you feel like. Some people just make it a priority to read a paragraph a day or something, and I've got to at least read enough that I can retain. You know what I mean?
I've been horrible about professional development. I'll be honest with you guys. It's not been my forte lately. So I'm trying to push myself with it. So anyways, I can create it.
Yeah, that'd be great. And I didn't either until recently, until I heard Deanna isn't on the call tonight, but Deanna Johnson did a video in our team page, and I can even share that with you guys if she doesn't mind, Tammy. I'll ask her first. But it was just an awesome, did you guys catch that yet? It was just an awesome video about how it's really changed her life. And it just kind of spoke to me okay, you've got to, and there is a missing piece in my coaching, business. There is a missing piece, and I'm hoping that personal development is going to help me fill that in. And I think that that's what everybody seems to say is the answer. So I think that's a great idea, Tammy. Let us know, and you and everybody that's not friends with Tammy, if you want to be added, let me know and we can get you added. Oh, you got a little sleeping one, Amanda. Oh,
not yet.
Okay, guys. Well, have a great week. If there's nothing else, if there is something else, jump in, guys. If not, have a great week and have a happy Easter. I can't believe I'm already saying have a happy Easter. Like, that's just crazy. But I hope you guys have lots of fun plans for this weekend. And we will meet back on Monday night. Okay, bye, guys.